Hello. Okay, so as I said in one of my previous videos, my husband and I are not ready to just pick up and go as much as we would love to, but we do know where we would go if we were going to. We would move to the Woodlands or Wood Forest, Texas. And we stumbled upon these two beautiful cities that are literally just kind of side by side. They're about 40 minutes outside of Houston, and we stumbled upon them when we started looking at, okay, where would we go? I'm not a snow person. That's not my jam.
No,
So that narrowed it down, right? And we are more conservative. We want somewhere with a lot of freedom. Texas, ding, ding, ding. So then we started looking around the different areas of Texas. Texas is huge, you guys. It is ginormous. Dallas is so far away from Houston. Houston is so far away from San Antonio and Austin and all of the places. It's super spread out. So there's lots of options when it comes to Texas specifically. And you're always a member of the mommy group on Facebook for your community, right? So I started going around to mommy groups that were near the Woodlands and Wood Forest and asking questions. What do you guys think about this neighboring city and this neighboring city and why? And the schools and charters and all of these different things. Moms know it all. So when it comes to school, get in your local mommy group so that you can ask all the school related questions. And then when we decided we wanted to visit, we decided that we liked Wood Forest and the Woodlands enough that we wanted to visit. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So we liked the Woodlands enough that we wanted to go visit. We went and we decided we wanted to do it kind of like we lived there. So instead of doing a hotel, which is luxurious and lovely, and it's a vacay, we did an Airbnb instead. So we got a rental car, we went to our Airbnb, and we stayed in more of a downtowny area. So it was walking distance to restaurants and like a river walk. So that was really pretty at night and really lovely to be able to see. And we were really close to shopping, all of kind of like the weekendy things that you would do if you lived in the area. So we were more in that kind of vibe. Not necessarily things that we would be doing with our kids, but it was really fun as like a getaway for my husband and I. So because we had the Airbnb, we went to a local grocery store and we went to the H-E-B. The H-E-B, y'all, is phenomenal. It's the best. I would move to Texas just to be able to shop at the H-E-Bs. It was amazing. They served me wine samples and sushi samples while I shopped. And it was kind of like a Whole Foods and Sprouts and Trader Joe's all combined. Like they had the best of everything. It was a lovely grocery store and everybody in it was really nice. And I went to a cycle class at a nearby studio, and the way that I picked the cycle class that I was gonna attend while we were there was Instagram. So I really quickly Googled fitness studios, the Woodlands, Texas, and a bunch of them came up. So then from Google, I went to Instagram and I put them in. So then I could see what are their classes like, what's their clientele like, which one is something that I think I would fit in at and that I would go to and attend. So I ended up choosing one and I went and it was super fun. I had a great time. It was a fabulous workout. And then I went home and grabbed my husband from the Airbnb and we went driving around looking at open houses and new builds and things like that. And we hit the H-E-B, right, so that we could kind of feel like we lived there, we shopped there, I go to the workouts there, but we still did like the vacation-y, let's go out to dinner thing. And we found this really cool little like live music bar that was so phenomenal. We actually went back to it the second time we went to visit. And while we were there, we met a bunch of other couples who were just like us. They were our age, they had kids that were our age, they were out for date night, and they clued us in on this other really lovely, fabulous town called Wood Forest. And it inspired us to check that little town out the next time that we went. So our very first visit there inspired our second visit there, and the second time that we went, we stayed in Lake Conroe, which is maybe another 20 minutes outside of the Woodlands, but it would be like where we would vacay at if we lived there. It would be where I would take the kids paddleboarding and things like that. So it was another area that we wanted to look at. So we stayed in another Airbnb as a condo on the lake, and it was near a cute little restaurant that had live music again. And it was fun. I'm not a lake living girl, so I don't want to live on the lake. The bugs were a little much for me right there on the water. So that was lovely. I'll vacay there. I don't want to live there. But it was close enough to Wood Forest and Woodlands that we were able to go back in town, and we tried a different grocery store this time. And I'm not gonna knock it because I still really love Texas, you guys, but Kroger is definitely not as good as HEB, I promise you. So if you are out shopping, just find the HEB. You'll love it. Kroger's like second rate compared to the HEB. But again, we went and we did open house tours and new build tours, and we got to ask questions. We met some other people like us who were also moving out of California and things like that. And we did also notice that the prices were going up, and we do want to plan another visit. So that's kind of how we found where we would like and the steps that we took. And I'm familiar with the schools in that area, the private, the charter, the public, and I'm familiar with the studio that I would work out with, and I'm familiar with the shopping and things like that. So those are the steps that we took that helped us decide, okay, this is where we like, this is where we want to be. And there are neighboring places around it that we do also like and would like to be. And just kind of little online recon, online research, right? And then you take it to Instagram, because then you can really see into that business's life and what their clientele looks like and how they act and things like that. And that gives you more insight into, okay, am I going to fit in here? Am I going to enjoy even vacationing here? And then you get to take the step and go do the wonderful, fabulous vacay. So that was kind of how we did it. Go ahead and leave me comments. Let us know places that you're interested in exploring, and I would be happy to set up interviews with some of my friends. If some of the places you guys comment on, if I have some friends that have recently transplanted there, I would be happy to do an interview with them and kind of pick their brains on what their process was for that city and state and all the things that are around there that they love. So yeah, I will do a couple of more videos next week for you.